Hey there, welcome to YouCat Adventures, and I'm your host, Michael Giannotti, with our next selection from the Youth Catechism for the Catholic Church. And today's question reads, and this is a deep one, can we know the existence of God by our reason? And YouCat reads, yes, human reason can know God with certainty. The world cannot have its origin and its destination within itself. In everything that exists, there is more than we see. The order, the beauty, and the development of the world point beyond themselves. And when we say the world, we mean in the entire universe, right? Points beyond toward God. Every man is receptive to what is true, good and beautiful. He hears within himself the voice of conscience, which urges him to what is good and warns him against what is evil. Anyone who follows this path reasonably finds God. So, continuing on our YouCat series, again, my son Sam is home on spring break from Franciscan University. And so I thought we'd have him come on over and toss a few of his thoughts and ideas around today's question. And the question to you, Sam. Are you ready for this adventure?
It's like, who wants to be a millionaire?
Who wants to be that's right, who wants to be a YouCatinaire or something?
A lot more difficult of a question. Yeah,
that's true. All right, can we know the existence of God by our reason?
It is just our reason, not our reason alone. There's just so much that goes into this question. It's really baffling. Having read ahead, though, we
You cheated?
Yeah, I cheated. But it was good that I cheated because it changed my answer a bit. Because we then go into how do we know God is real and how He exists. But this question is just asking, how can we find God, or how do we know God exists from reason? It's such a difficult question. But yes, as the question states, as the following statement, yes, we can. And again, as was stated, we can do this through our conscience. That kind of innate programming inside of us, that we know what is right, what is wrong. This isn't just rules. Don't steal, don't do this, don't do that. We literally feel what is right and what is wrong. And when we go by that reason, when we go by that, we find God. We're just led to Him. And it's really one of those things that until you start reasonably following that good will, then you find God. It's not, well, I know this is right, I know this is wrong, and not doing anything. You have to go and do what is innately in you and do that good. And then once you do that, once you keep going, you find yourself, at God's doorstep. And then, again, like was said in the last video, with love and wanting to be fulfilled, that is, again, when we become fulfilled, when we find that joy, that happiness, that longing that we have been striving for, that, again, is innate in us, and is, again, our reason. A little bit of an analogy, kind of dumb this down, because it's such a difficult topic.
You need to dumb it down because you're with me.
This won't really... I'm struggling to think if this is really a good metaphor for this, but kind of like with Dorothy and the Yellow Brick Road, Okay. She had that yellow brick road, which is in semblance of our conscience, She could go. There's a red brick road. I don't know if you guys knew that, but she had the choice, She knew, okay, this is what's right, the yellow brick road, and here's what's wrong, the red brick road. And once she followed that yellow brick road, she finally made it to the Emerald City and found the Wizard of Oz, who, is nowhere close to God. But, it's a good analogy. Once we follow that path, that road that is innately in us, that's innately in us, we find ourselves at God's doorstep.
When you're saying that it just sprung on me, because I didn't know you were going to talk about the Yellow Brick Road. You threw that out there. And that's good because, a lot of times we talk about other faiths and stuff, and the church teaches that in all the major faiths, there is a seeking for truth. And inevitably, while we understand that in the church, in the Catholic Church, we have the fullness of truth, that many other faiths still get a glimpse of the truth.
And have elements.
Because when they're following those things, they understand that there is a ultimate benevolent God who loves and cares. And that ultimately we all come to that because
it's, again, what is innately in us, in that reason. We find ourselves, again, at God's doorstep.
Follow the yellow brick road. I think it's no coincidence that YouCat is yellow.
It is not a coincidence.
Pope Benedict knew that.
I feel like this is like a conspiracy theory. The Dorothy Code.
The Dorothy Code. There we go. So, thank you very much. I do have one other question. We've been commenting on all your clothing. I'm going to throw this thing out today. So, you have these huge beads around you at all times.
A rosary hanging around my neck.
Wait a minute. So, you wear the rosary, right? Just like you're like being like Madonna or somebody.
No. So, and this
you actually have it tucked away.
This is the thing. I have it tucked away.
And why?
Because people, if you're a Catholic, you know that you're not supposed to, wear the rosary, and that's what we're just told. We get slapped on the wrist by nuns and stuff. But actual Catholic teaching on wearing the rosary is that you can't wear the rosary if you're wearing it for a fashion statement. If you're wearing it for the fashion of it as a piece of jewelry,
right?
And that again is why I have it tucked away. I have a friend Dave who wears it on his wrist. It's not something that really looks good. He's not wearing it. It's just there for accessibility, so he doesn't forget it.
Right.
And again, that's why I have it around my neck, so that I remember. When I feel, I don't have this thing on my neck. I know that I have to go put my rosary on, and then I have it with me whenever I crank out a couple
decades. Oh, with the rosary, bringing home the rosary.
Yeah. But there you go. There's another little lesson that came along with this video.
And the yellow brick road.
Rosary. Just don't wear it as a fashion statement.
I actually heard Cardinal Dolan once was asked, heard on XM radio, somebody had asked about, getting tattoos. The cross and all. And he said, and they asked, is church forbidden? He said, the church doesn't explicitly come out and condemn. But, he said, general good guidance is that this is the temple of the Holy Spirit. We shouldn't mark it. If you want a sign of your faith to keep with you, to remind you of your sanctity, he said, wear under your shirt, so it's not seen, wear your rosary.
And a good thing to say with that, I don't want this video to go much longer, but if you're getting a tattoo that's a cross or something, the reason why you're getting it is for the glory of God, that it's outward symbol. It's not for yourself. So if you're getting that and you think, oh yeah, this looks good, this looks cool, you've got it for the wrong reason because it's not there. It's not there for you.
That's right.
So
not there for you.
So there you go.
So follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah.
So with that,
the Dorothy Code,
yellow brick road, and yes, we can know God through reason. This is Mike Giannotti here with YouCat Adventures, because our faith, as you saw today, it's not just a faith. It's an adventure! God bless, take care, and peace.